Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. I'm your host, Josh McGlon. Big Steady, the co-host. Special guest today, my brother Kenwuan Meeks, host of the Ken Meeks Show.
What's up?
Author,
What's up? What's
veteran,
up? What's up? What's up?
philanthropist,
Man,
leader,
gone.
hey, future show host on a major network, all those things. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. What an energy. I need the energy, man. I need the energy.
Yeah, hey, there we go. Let's get it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
bring
tell you
the
what we
energy.
do here now.
You gonna do the interview,
real.
do it right.
That's it. We keep it real here. So you just be yourself, man. You just like
It's
me
me,
and you
brother.
talking, just like me and my brother here talking. Just keep it real. That's all I ask, man. So I'm not gonna ask you nothing you don't already know the answer to. But I'm gonna give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and what all is you do, your show, and all those things.
Kenwuan Meeks, man. I'm from a small town called Drew, Mississippi. You know, that's in the Delta where the cotton fields. You can look and see the sky for miles and miles. Veteran, retired military, Navy, did those 20 years, man. Written 2 books, published author, working on a film. Because of COVID, I stopped. I started doing my talk show. If you go check it out on YouTube, man, you'll see that we got a lot of great guests on the talk show. Also, community philanthropist. I try to stay in the community because that's what it's all about, giving back and giving the youth what we didn't have.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's everything about me. And I'm glad to be on your show, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time. And that's Kenwuan, that's the Ken Meeks Show, right? So everybody knows where to find it. You can find Ken Meeks Show on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I am Kenwuan Meeks, KenWuan Meeks.
All right. That's it right there. How we like to normally start our show is, sometimes as men, we don't get asked how our day was. We come from home from work, we ask the lady, how was your day, honey? And sometimes they ask us,
right.
And I get a good answer. But I like to ask how your day is and, how your week was. Anything interesting or good happened to you? I'm gonna start with my guest here, Mr. Ken.
Well, today's been good. Today's been busy. Today's been good. I know, yesterday wasn't so good. I was on the phone with you. Then I got the bad info from a friend of mine, man, real short. That's why you have to reach out to people, man. Every day you gotta, well, not every day, but you have to reach out to people, make sure, they're still breathing because, during this week, I reached out to a friend and I was like, hey, what's up? We always hang out. And yesterday her mom texted me and her mom was like, who is this? And I was like, this Ken, because I'm thinking I'm talking to the girl. Mm-hmm. And mom was like, are you trying to find Sheena? And I was like, yeah, bald head Sheena. It's my home girl. So then mom came back and said, Sheena died November the 1st in a car accident. Jesus. And I was on the phone with you. And I was like, wow. So they go to show you, man, life isn't promised. You can be talking to me today and text me tomorrow, and somebody else answer the phone. And the person that you really want to answer that phone, you'll never talk to again. And there's somebody else behind the phone, man. So if you have the person that you really want to talk to now, they're going to pick it up, then that's the person you need to call. Don't wait until somebody else get a chance to answer that phone.
That's right.
And then that's a whole nother topic. But
that's right. You gotta be ready, man. Stay ready. What about you, Mr. Steadfast? I know that's not good news, but that is something people need to hear, man. You gotta take advantage of the time you got and stay ready.
Got to.
What you got for me, Big Steady?
Well, if I can, like you said, he said what happened this week for him. That would be good news for somebody else to go out and take advantage of it because he missed the opportunity. That's right. So he shared the information to get out there and get it. Because this morning, that's what I was thinking about. Reaching out. Like every moment I think about my mom and my grandma, I text her now because I know you asked me a question, but he really hit someone at that moment.
Yeah,
then
for sure.
I was thinking about that, like reaching out. Every time I think about him, I'm just gonna reach, because with COVID, they not as comfortable. You know, me just coming around. My mama is, you know, my grandma, you know, is very meticulous right now about who's in her circle. And I understand that, because she just had a hard thing, and that's what I was on all day today, laying in the bed, just being there and reaching out to the people before it's too late. So my good news would be I'm still here, and that'll sum it up.
That's right. Yeah, Brother Ken, man, I know you were what, 21 days in the bed in the house with COVID.
Yes, sir.
So it's just thankful to even be here, you know. I mean, it was rough, but
yeah, man, glad you pulled through.
That's a message of his own.
Yes, sir. I mean, now that you say that, this week I could say this is good news and bad news. I had a friend that I was going to hit softballs with, and we was talking about COVID, and I just came out of it. And his friend got diagnosed with the COVID Monday and died Thursday, and I got to thinking, like, that could have been me. So my good news is I'm still here. So
that's right.
I'm out the way now.
That's
because that, like you said, that's a whole other topic.
That's a whole
we can go on and on about that on that subject. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, on a lighter note, I like to say something that happened to me today. I don't know if it's light or heavy or funny or crazy. But today we're supposed to be talking about just be a man of your word, right? That's the topic. Right. Today I went to go meet a customer that we were supposed to do some work for. He decided he didn't want to do it, whatever the case is. So we're stuck with about, $1,200 worth of materials that we bought, special order. So I go up to the store. They've been holding it for us for a month and a half. So I go up there trying to sort it out because he's supposed to pay us for it. He said, okay, I'll pay you for it. Finally, after a month and a half. And I go try to do an exchange with him for us to give us a check and me to pay, the supplier. And he started acting crazy. I stop him before he gets in the building. And first of all, this guy don't have a mask on. He goes inside, older white gentleman, unfortunately. But he started acting crazy. He says, I'm not paying for blankety blank and F this and that. And he looked in my face and tore up the check that he had written to me. Tore it up in my face. And I was like, wow, okay. Well, this whole time I'm keeping my composure. I said, Lord, I don't know where you're going with this, but here we go. So he goes on and on about, I'm not paying for this and that, and y'all charging me. I said, sir, I promise you, we're not making anything off of it. We didn't even charge him tax for it. We're just trying to get what we paid for because we can't send it back. It's gonna cost, over $500 just to send the stuff back. So I was like, well, let's see if we can get him to pay for it. Man, he cuts up, boy. That boy cut up so bad in there. I recorded half of it. I wish I got the beginning of it. But man, he flipped out on me, bro. And long story short, he ended up paying more to them than what he was gonna pay me. Wow. Because you can't do folks any kind of way, man. You just can't, especially guys, folks, you can't do them any kind of way. I'm steady holding my composure, says, sir, I just want my account to be, back like it was. I want this stuff off my account. That's all I asked for. And I'm not tripping with him. I'm not cussing back at him. He could easily been knocked out when he put his finger in my face. I said, sir, will you please back up out of my space? Right. He could have been, he was a frail old white man. And anybody, you ain't even got to have like self-composure to, go back at him the way he did. But I don't know, God kept me. It had to be. Because at the end of it, it felt so good. It felt good because I didn't shoot back at him, even though he didn't keep his word. He didn't do what he said he was going to do.
You kept yours.
I kept mine.
That's all that matters.
I kept mine. And
what it's all about.
I said, I kept my words to myself. How about that?
Yeah. that too.
Yeah. So
affliction.
So long story short, he pulled the check. He pulled the card out to pay for it. He looked at the receipt. He was like, he thought I was lying. I said, sir, I promise you, I'm not making any money off of it. And he ended up paying that plus tax. And he got it. And he had to take it himself. Had to haul it himself. So that's my interesting story. And that just happened earlier today. And I was like, God orchestrated that, because if this had happened today and we did the show last night, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it. And it was about being a man of your word. And this man old enough to be my grandfather. And you supposed to be keeping your word, sir. Then keep your word.
Everybody ain't got that in them though.
No, God don't like up, man. It had me riled up, boy. When I left from there, I was like, ooh, man, I did something good. Like it made me feel good because I didn't retaliate and I didn't get out of my character. And it was people watching. There's people all in there watching. You never know what that might do. But anyway, bless his heart. Pray for him.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me get right into my questions, man. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it is important. Nowadays, keeping your word is more important than ever, but it's scarce. I feel like people just don't care about the word anymore. Right. Back in the day, you could do a handshake and it'll be just like a contract, like a written contract. Right. Like back in my dad's day, he was telling me some stories about what he did back in the day and some stuff he learned from his dad. He told me this story about how he went with his dad into a bank. He said, I need $700. So he called up the banker and said, hey, I need $500. No, he said he needs $500. He said he needs $500. So he went up to the banker and said, I need $700, because he knew he wasn't going to give him that. A black man coming into the bank, this white man, he wasn't going to give him the money he asked for. He only needed $500. He asked for $700 and turned around. He said, tell you what, I'll give you $5. He said, that'll do. Because he knew that man's word wasn't worth nothing.
Right.
And I was like, dang, that's deep, man. Like he was prepared. He knew that man well enough to know he wasn't going to keep his word. Like, you know, I don't know. I guess his word is, like we said last week, it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
But man, look, it's an old saying, man. Do what you say what you do, right? So if you say that you're going to do something, I expect for you to do it. Because, and I know you haven't started asking your questions yet, but just listen to you, just want to jump right into it. A lot of things, man, it doesn't teach dedication. If you tell me you're going to do something and you don't do it, then I see a lack of dedication. Mm-hmm. So that can also affect you professionally. Because if you tell me, hey, I want to come work with you on the show, and I'm like, bro, you can't even keep your word. You're not dedicated. So how can you be dedicated professionally when you can't even be dedicated personally? And some may say, well, you can separate the two. But as men, because that's what the show is about, you know, we have to be men. We have to act as men. And keeping your word, which is integrity, we have to show that. And integrity is not something you can teach. That's something that's embedded inside of you. It's something that you grow up with. It's like morals, integrity put together. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, you got to do what you say and you got to say what you do at all times. I know sometimes, you know, we get behind. I know me, when it comes to time management, that's something I need to work on as well. Yep. Your time, because like we was talking earlier, it's not enough time in the day. But at the same time, we have to learn to plan more. We have to learn to be more organized. Because if I tell you I'm going to be at a certain place at a certain time, then I should be man enough and old enough to know, okay, I can make it. Right. Or give myself, like in the military, when we say we have to be somewhere at 3 p.m., that means I have to be there at 2:45. Mm-hmm. So being on time is being late.
That's right. So yeah, my football coach taught me the same thing. He said, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, just don't show up.
Yeah. So you always, I mean, that's just one example of keeping your word. I know keeping your word, we can go all over the place. We can go with relationships. We can go with, you know, I told you I would never
I think we lost him for a second. Wait till he comes back. When he gets ready to come back, I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first question. Let's go with the first question. What does it mean to be a man of your word? What does it mean to you? How do you define being a man of your word?
Like I said, man, do what you say what you do. Integrity. It's all about trust. So I define being a man of your word. If I, like I said, you got to tie more into it. And if I tell you that I'm going to do something, then I expect to do it, because then what happens is you lose faith in me, right? After a certain period of time, the first time you might say, okay.
Yeah, trust is broken.
Yeah, the trust is broken. And not only do you lose faith in me, but I start to lose faith in myself, because I start questioning myself.
Yeah, we got a bad connection going on here.
I think my Wi-Fi hooked up. Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, we got a connections off somewhere. Let's go with the next question. Let me get you to answer this, Big Steady. We kind of established what being a man of your word is, but who would you say been the biggest influence of integrity and keeping your word in your life?
Well,
yeah, we lost him.
Oh, well, I would have to say two people, my mother and my grandmother, because everything they have said, they stood by it my whole life. And
so they've been leading by example, pretty much.
Yeah, attitude reflect leadership. So what I saw was
that's right.
What I became, and I saw loyalty, and I saw trust, and I was able to gain it and be able to know that I can trust without a shadow of a doubt. So that's what I saw. And what I saw is what I tried to portray or live every day of my life. Okay. I've made mistakes in life, but trust in my word and loyalty never changed.
Yeah, I believe that.
My faults and stuff, they did their thing, but
yeah, that's a little different. Like when you tell me that you on the way, but you really just getting out the shower.
Oh, I debate, yo.
Yeah, I debate.
What yeah.
That ain't just you. We all do that though.
But you best believe I'm coming.
Oh yeah. When you say no, that's being a man of your word. I don't care what they say about time. When you say you coming, you coming. I believe that. I believe.
And if I tell you, I'm gonna tell you from the gate, like, I'm tired today. I can't do it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah,
I've learned it, and I can't please. I've learned to, when I keep my word, I'm not keeping my word to please. I'm keeping my word. If I can do it, I'm do it. If I can't lie to you.
Because it means something to you. It ain't just that you trying to appease them. It's that, because it's important to me. It's integrity. Right. Like you said, it's been something that's important in you from the get-go. You can get it imparted later in life, but if you start early, like I'm teaching my kids, like you said, one of my teachers, one of my professors in law, he said, in business law, he said, say what you mean and mean what you say. That's just like it stand up in the courtroom. Like, you can't talk around something. If you saying what you mean to say, don't beat around the bush. Tell me directly.
Yeah. Tell me directly.
And let me redirect the question to you.
What I missed.
Yeah, all I asked was who is been the biggest influence of integrity and keeping your word? How did you learn?
Hey, you missed the truth. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Okay.
So who, to you, Mr. Ken, who has been the biggest influence on your integrity and your keeping your word?
I'm gonna say myself, man, and I'm gonna say myself because when it comes with when it comes to, you know, keeping my word and integrity, you know, that's something that, you know, I've learned from self-actions. You know what I'm saying? So I've been my biggest influence. Sometimes, I mean, I haven't always kept my word. You know, I've said I was going to do something, but I didn't intentionally try to do it. Like something to come up or something to happen. But then you have to say to yourself, okay, well, maybe I need to plan more. Maybe I need to do this more. Maybe I shouldn't promise this. Maybe if somebody asks me for something, and you know, maybe I should say, okay, I might do it, or let me think about it, instead of, you know, making promises. So solution is sometimes we have to check ourselves and take a step back and say, okay, maybe I need to reword certain things, because when you tell somebody something, they expect it, right? Just like when they told y'all about them stimulus checks, people expected it. Yeah. So if it never came out,
about those.
if it never came out, it'd have been crazy. It'd have been a lot going on. Yeah. So when you gotta watch what you say, period, because people are sensitive, and especially if you told them that you was going to do something, and you may be a good person, your character, you may have good characteristics, but once first impression is everything, and once you start telling people stuff and you don't hold your word, then they gonna start saying, man, I don't mess with that guy. And the next thing, I might think you cool.
It chips away.
Why he's a cool guy?
Chips away at your
exactly.
Yep, that's right.
Exactly.
So you saying that basically the biggest influence for you has been your experiences and your mistakes. Like
there you go.
You kind of correct it as you go. So things that you've seen yourself do, you had to check yourself on it. You're like, wait a minute, you know, I'm not holding up to what I said I was gonna do. So let me correct that. And I think that's a lack of that around nowadays, because they weren't imparted that to start with. And even if they learned it over time, it's not practice. So I mean, if they let it slide one time, it'll snowball.
Right, because it's
he
so
said
easy.
Something that time.
Go ahead.
Never mind. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's so easy. Like when you asked me that question, you know, who did I learn from? Who did I learn from? It's so easy to point the finger at the next person and say, okay, I learned from that person, instead of, you know, saying, no, I'm learning from myself. Because if I say, well, that person told me this and he didn't keep his word, then I'm being a hypocrite, because I'm not perfect. There's been times I didn't keep my word.
Sure.
So I can't, that's why I put myself in the limelight.
Gotcha.
Steadfast, you have something to say?
Yeah, all I was gonna say was my when you was making your point, I was trying to get around to it to understand what was going on. What's up now? But I was trying to understand what was going on, and then you hit the nerve. You learn from you.
Yeah.
And I saw myself. In that moment, I saw myself.
That's right.
As I got older, seeing loyalty crumble. Really, it's hard to me, because what I saw was what I worked so hard for, people don't care no more. And like you said, I counted me. So now when I give an example, I use my life, and I tell people, like I did, even in my fault, even in me lying, not telling women the whole truth, I told them the truth because I didn't want to be a liar, but I lied to somebody else. So I kept my word, like you said, in the relationship. I said, baby, I will never do this to you, but I tell this person the truth. Now I ain't gonna do this right here because I got this. So my point was, you hit the nail on the head, because I've been trying to figure that out in my mind. And that's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate that. I needed that.
That's right.
And this is Real Talk for Real Men. It's another exclusive. Everything we say is true. All right, I'm out.
Back to the scheduled program. Oh, shoot, we lost him again.
Yeah, he left again.
Oh, he missing the good tidbits.
Hey, okay. Hey, you go back and watch.
That's right. The next question I got on here is, why do you think men, because we're talking about men here, I know people in general just don't keep their word.
Yeah.
But men, specifically, I feel like it's an epidemic going on. Like just flowing words around like it ain't nothing.
Because that's all they know. I had to realize that that's what they know. Everybody not built the way we
they've been lied to their whole lives. People hadn't kept their word to them their whole lives. That's all they know. So they're a product of the environment.
Yeah, it's just how all of us, like it's 3 of us on here. Each one of us was raised differently. But whatever we was raised with when we grew up, like the Bible said, train up a child in the way she grows, when they're older, it won't depart from. The point is, some people, they're taught to depart because what they're teaching them then is departure.
Yeah, you said,
and that's deep right there, but it's the truth. So
the best leadership is what?
Who?
The best leadership.
Okay, I'm lost.
You told me something earlier. You said the best leadership is by example, or you use something.
Oh, attitude reflects leadership.
Oh, attitude reflects leadership. We were just talking about why are these men nowadays so loose with the words, not keeping their word. And he said basically you're a product of your environment. Everybody is, grown up in different situations, but a lot of these men nowadays have come up with people that lied to them, people that didn't keep their word. So all they doing is what they've been taught.
Yeah. And
which takes an effort.
Yeah, and I grew up with women. So they had my women had already been through everything, the pain, the hurt, everything they've been through. So they taught me the truth. They taught me you can't trust everybody. People change. Only thing you can hold on to, I got to be real. Only thing you can hold on to is God's word, because it won't change. People change like the weather.
Right.
We got 40% rain today, none the next day. You don't know what you're gonna get with people. So what I've learned is I have to be okay with what they say, because because what they say, it might not be true. So all I can do is hold me accountable and stay out the way and not get in my feelings when you hurt me. Because you're gonna get hurt. I don't care how old you are, but when you really done grew in your capacity, hurt slides off like water on a duck's back. Okay, I'm done.
No, you good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Hey, look, we got a special guest, man. The Ken Meeks Show. The man of the hour. I can't
good, man. Y'all good.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, man, you can talk all day.
No. I'm just a coach. I ain't the host. But go ahead and give us a little spit your side of it.
Yeah, the same question. Why do you feel like what's the problem with these men not keeping your word nowadays?
I mean, just like y'all said, man, is it start with self, and I think a lot of people, have motives as well. Sometimes you gotta look deep into it and see what's behind everything, because a lot of people, like somebody might say, look, yeah, I do it. I do this for you, but there's a reason why. They may not want to do it. Instead of just saying it, like y'all saying, just keep it real. They may not want to do it, but they tell you, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But then when it come close to the time, they say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it or whatever. You're like, yo, you told me, because it was a motive in the beginning. But now the motive is not geared towards you, not beneficial to you, that you don't want to help the next man out. So a lot of people don't keep their word because it don't benefit themselves. Yeah. And that's what it all builds around. So they take the most important thing to them. Like this one that important to me. You know what I'm saying? Or say if I owed you money, you said, well, I ain't keep my word. Well, I have to pay this. This is more important than paying you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
that's a whole nother, that's a bunny trail you went off on right there.
Yeah.
Agendas and motives. Man,
that's what it, because think about it. When you talk about keeping the word, say something simple. Like say y'all say, Ken, I want want you to be at this show. Like say this on this show, right? And I say, yeah, I'm coming, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, this show can blow up the ratings or whatever, right? Or I just want to help my friend out. But then somebody else comes, Ricky Smiley come along and they say, Ken, I want you to do my show. The only time I got is the same time that you gave me. And I say, well, this is more important to me. My motive is over here.
Hey,
but this can help me. So I have a motive.
That's right.
So you can't help me. He can.
Well, let me tell you right now. If Ricky Smiley had called you and said you need to be on the show, like,
yeah, you better.
I get it.
Go, Ricky.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
right?
I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, who knows? Who knows once you? Because it's all about God, right? So once you share this, the right person might see it. I might be on Ricky. Nobody may be listening that day, and he's the biggest person. So you can't do that. If you make a promise, sometimes you have to keep it. I get it. You say, I don't know if it's Steve Harvey or Ricky, I'm going over here. But you never know. So it's all about motive. So you're saying that because your mind's saying, oh no, because he can help me. See, you're doing exactly what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the motive behind it.
Yep. I feel you. Yeah, that's you got on a whole nother story. I need to get. We might need to do a show on that, man.
Hey, we're on the show for. Look, you brought me on the show. We're gonna talk about it. Go ahead, Stephan.
All I had to say was two things about what you said. Even if, like you said, that would be the humbleness of your word, keeping it, pushing him away to come to us small timers. But sometimes what we fail to realize, our biggest blessing is wrapped up in the smallest gift. And like you said, you might go on there with him and that do something for you. But what God wanted to really do, you pushed away. So I'm just trying to say, when we keep our word, keep our word.
That's right.
And my mama and my grandma taught me something about the money. You said people can owe you, and then they be like, I don't owe you. I can't do that. I had to pay this. All you got to do is keep your word and come back. Look, I can't do this today. My money a little short. But if you need it, yeah, that's the key. I'm done.
Yeah, because when you start dodging and you're not talking to me, it's the same thing. Yeah. You lied to me.
That's right.
Not saying nothing is saying a lot.
Yeah. And you got to something deeper. When you talked about the definition, you talk about integrity. That's all about keeping your word, the morals and the integrity. You put that in together, you're gonna keep your word no matter what. So if Ricky Smiley called you, I'd be like, hey, you be like, hey Josh, man, Ricky Smiley called me, bro. And only time he can do it is this time. And I'd be like, man, go do what you gotta do. But hey man, we can do it this other time. That's still keeping your word though.
That's true.
Might have some, you still can do both of them, but if it comes up to you, like, okay, I really need to do this right here. It's all, like you said, you were the biggest influence on your keeping your word and your integrity. Those battles that we come with every day, this or that, this road or that road, left or right, green or blue, we deal with that every day. Men deal with it every day, and sometimes we pick the wrong one. But even if you pick the wrong one, you still need to get yourself in line.
Yeah.
If you did something wrong, you know, repent, ask God for forgiveness, because only you and God know at that point.
That's it.
But if you keep your word, man, as long as you keep your word all the time, it don't matter, man. You could put it off as much as you want, but only you gonna know you putting it off that far. Because you know what, though, Josh? You done hit something totally different on that the integrity and keeping your word and morality. Yeah, because I feel like we've lost morals in this world in general, in this country. And I hate to talk about the president, the former president, but I feel like he has opened up the door for so much immoral activity and negativity, and just by example, because he say one thing that ain't true at all, and people just flock to it because it's not true, because they believe him. That's why you got to watch what you do, man. You watch because everything that I do and say every day, you never know who's watching. I do it just like my kids watching, because God's watching, which is most important. but he's always watching anyway. But just think about who you doing it for. If you're doing it for your kids, you're doing it for your wife or yourself or whatever, you got to do it as unto the Lord, first of all, but you got to do it like they watching. Like that.
But you know,
today with the gentleman at the store, like I could have, even if they didn't have cameras up, I could have been acting every kind of way. I could have just went right back with the guy. But I held my tongue. I kept myself in. It was. I ain't even gonna say it was hard. It wasn't even hard for me because that's not the first time I've dealt with something like that.
But you know what though? You know what, Josh? Just like Steadfast said earlier, he said, you know, people change. People change with the weather. So I'm gonna say this, man. How do you expect a man to keep their word with another man, a fellow man? They can't even keep their word to God. And I say that because people say all the time, listen, think about it.
I'm guilty.
Hold on. People say all the time when they praying, God, I promise I won't do this no more. God, I cheated, but if you get me out of this, I promise I won't cheat no more. God, look, hold on. How do you expect, or how do you put a man up here when you lie to God all the time? You don't keep your word. We all sin. We all said, I won't do this. I won't do that. I won't cheat. I won't fornicate. In our prayers, when we wake up in the morning, God, please forgive me for my sin. You know, write down all my sins. You know, and you tell, look, I'm gonna be good today. But then you go and do something. You didn't keep your word to him. So I expect you to keep your word to me. So like Steadfast said, people are going to be people. You got to give them face value.
Yep. I'm gonna let you take that one, Steve. You got something brewing in you.
Yeah, y'all keep talking. I'm looking for something right now. But he said, hold on, I want y'all to see my face when I tell you what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can hear it.
Hey, we gonna go deep.
Yeah,
I wanted a good interview.
I'm trying to hold
a good interview
right now because I know you got something to say.
Oh my goodness, I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh, come on, man. But the thing is, I can start like this with your oh my goodness, it ain't right here. It's gonna come. God gonna give it back to me. I mean, he gonna just give it to me without seeing it because I'm looking for it. I can't find it. But he was saying that we'll sit there. How can you trust somebody that lies to the number one man, right? Mm-hmm. And now I'm gonna be honest and open and transparent because I know I've done it. Mm-hmm. Like you said, sometimes we'll sit there and pray and know we done wrong, but in the back of our mind, we already planning the next time we gonna do it.
What?
And see, and then when that happens, you open up the door because you've lied. You've lied to God. And the real part is you lied to yourself. And the fact that you lied to yourself means that you've opened up another door that if God can't trust you, and see the thing with God is he ain't gonna violate our will at all. He gonna let you do whatever you want to do. And when you doing what you do, he's still letting you do what you're doing. But when you get done, when you really for real and change your life and want to really make a difference in your world, that's when conviction come in. And see, when he started to convict you, you start to feel bad for what you do. And then when you feel what's used to be comfortable when you pray and you know you're lying, it ain't comfortable no more. So everybody ain't gonna never get to that point because they don't got a relationship with God.
Come on, now. There you go.
Look, I'm done.
There you go. If you ain't got a relationship with God, you lying to him. You know, why should I expect you to have a relationship with me?
Everybody around you, it ain't nothing true. What did they say? He's the way. The Bible says he's the way, the truth, and the life.
Right. Okay.
All of it. And Biden said he wants to help restore the soul of the country.
And the thing about that sounds good, but you got to I don't care who in the White House. I don't care when the black man was there. I don't care. You got to show me who you are, because if we want to be real, this man loved God so much, but he signed the thing for homosexuals and lesbians to get married. Now, see, some people are not gonna like this, me saying this, but in the Bible, woman was made
people
for
turn
man.
off the TV.
Yeah, it made for man. So how, if you love God, how you gonna break the rule of the book that don't change? People do, but that's a whole nother story. But actions, it ain't what you say no more to me. It's what you show me. And once you show me once, that's it.
There you go.
Like brother,
and I can love you. I still can love you.
Do and do what you
but
say.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust
you. Say what you do and do what you say.
Yeah, the Bible didn't tell us we had to trust people. Trust Him.
Trust in the Lord.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you done got me hyped up, Kenwuan.
Man, I feel like I'm to do some cardio.
Hey, you heard me
trying to get y'all to think, man.
Hey, you heard me. I'm always there. I just hold my mule till I'm asked,
Yo.
I just sit back.
Yeah, man. I feel like everything that needs. Yeah, I feel like how you put the cap on it. I feel like that was the cap. I feel like the point was made. Is the conversation never ends, and that was my last question: was how do we fix that? How do we fix this? And it may be a rhetorical question, and we might have already answered it. You got to have a relationship with the man upstairs before you can. You got to keep your word to him before you keep your word to yourself. Everybody else, that's where it starts.
Let me tell you something. You can be taught, right? We can teach our kids something all day long. We have learned, we have seen with our eyes from people that we grew up with. Their parents taught them about God from 1-year-old all the way up. And a lot of them don't even believe in God now because they went their way, right? So they did a lot of self-teaching to them. So teaching a person, like you were saying, Josh, if you don't have God in you, then you're going to go for anything and you want to believe anything. And I can't trust you for you. And some people may think this conversation is crazy because they may say, well, God doesn't exist. I don't agree with y'all. So we can go left. But, who is that?
Yeah, fast. We got some feedback on your end.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so like you said, Josh, at the end of the day, long story short, if you have God in you, then like Mr. Stafford said something in your conscience is going to say, this is not right. This is not right. I told this person I was going to do this, then I have to do it. I got to at least reach out because I got this person, just like I just did with the person I was supposed to have a meeting with. I reached out and said, look, I might make it on time or it might go over. So it's like, oh, no problem. We can do it tomorrow. Okay, cool. Because my conscience can't allow me to have that person waiting on me.
Yeah.
Because number one, I have God in me first. So there you go.
That's it.
My turn?
Your turn.
I know you got
it. Hey, look, this is another thing. And look, this is nothing toward anybody. This is just because I've been in the shoes of what I'm about to say. We saying you got to have a relationship with God. And when we got a relationship with God, everything, we'll understand and it'll be okay. But everybody don't have a relationship. And some people have a form of godliness, which gives them the audacity, but gives them the ability the ability to think that what they're doing is okay and God understands. So what we do is in life we've used this quote for an excuse. God knows my heart. Yes, He knows your heart. He knows you a lie. He knows that you are a liar. And see, I've been that liar, bro. But the key is to be a man of your word. You have to be a man with yourself. If you don't tell yourself the truth, ain't none of this gonna happen. Everything we talked about is going out the door if you don't tell you the truth. Because I can tell you whatever I want to tell you. And I can tell, and like you, Kenwuan, what you said was you asked this question. We're just gonna keep it on the top. We ain't gonna get into it. Right. You say, what time can you come? When is a good time? I kept my word. Look, right now, I'm in a hard time. I can't do this. I can't come at this moment. But I could have been that guy to be like, oh, you come at this time, and then you got this spot, and I don't show. Oh, my first impression is it's out the door. Well, my second impression be out the door, because you'll be like, oh, I know that's not him. All he had to do was communicate, and something else could have been put in that position. But what we do as people here, we worry and think about us. We're selfish. We're selfish people. I've been selfish so long, but when I stopped being selfish and saw other people, I learned from what I saw, and I was like, oh, I look just like that. I got to change that, God. I don't want to be that. Now, I'm not the perfect in the world. I'm not perfect. I'll never be, but I'm striving. And when I strive, I'm doing the best I can.
That's right.
No, that's an excuse. I'm doing everything I can to be the best that I can be for him. Not for you, not for Josh, but for him. That's what man of your word really means when it comes to him and yourself. If you ain't real with you, you can't be real with him. And I think I don't got nothing else to say because we'll be here for a minute.
I don't think I got nothing else to say after that. I feel like I thought I had some closing remarks, but I think
because all I'm seeing is people. I'm seeing people and what they do and what they say. And sometimes people really have good intentions, but they just, I'm saying like this, they just suckers. It ain't in them.
I think they not, because like you said, they not honest with themselves. They really know they can't do it.
Yeah,
it's really impossible. It's really not enough time to get that done. But they lie to themselves like, oh, I can do it, and you don't end up doing it. You don't screwed up your word and your credit with somebody else just because you lied to yourself like you thought you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that to put a cap on everything that we said, we've defined what it means to be a man of your word. We told you how to fix it.
One more thing though. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Like Mr. Kenwuan said, everybody has an agenda. All you have to do when it comes to those agendas, just wait and let the person show you who they are. And you can save yourself a whole lot of heartache, pain, and disbelief, and you let me down, and then you worrying. And what you're doing is your form of godliness or your relationship with God, however it is, you killing it because you worrying. You let this person have that much control to get you out of your position. And once that person got you out of your position, you have lost your faith, because the word cancels out faith. And once you have no faith, where y'all relationship at? It ain't no relationship no more. It's just you. And that's the problem, us. And I believe I will really be through now, but I had to come out there because I've seen so many people and myself have an agenda. Mm-hmm. And I only do what I want to do to get what I want. And once I got it, my agenda's out the door.
That's right.
But that's my old me. I'm not that guy anymore. But I was him.
I mean,
you look like you got something to say.
Nature, though. I mean, it's for you to say, because I'm trying to get ahead. I'm gonna do this and that to shuffle it, even if you ain't trying to hurt nobody.
So I got a question for Steadfast right quick before you go, brother. So you just stated that was the old you, right? So somebody may be watching, somebody may be listening that you can help. So what made you get to the point to say, okay, I don't want to do this no more? Because we're talking about solutions, right? Right. So what made you get to the point that you said to yourself, I'm not doing this no more?
Man,
good question.
I was already tired of me. I was crying out for help. I was starting to, I gotta be honest, I gotta be open. I was slipping on my pimping, but I was slipping on purpose to be caught because I didn't know how to open up and just say, I need to be out. And my last door was when I got caught up, when I shouldn't have. And the thing was, I still don't know how it happened to this day, guys. This real talk, real man. I can't do nothing but keep it 1,000, because I don't keep it 100 no more, because once the 100 broke, it's gone. But I got 1,000, I got 999 more. But the thing is, I sat there and I said, God, I'm sick of this circle. I do good for 6 months, and then I fall back. I said, God, I can't do it no more. And I mean, you know, every day is still a challenge, every day. But I challenge myself to not go back. And I always keep saying to people, I can flip the switch at any moment. I think, man, you were talking about this, Josh. I can flip the switch at any moment and go back and be that dude. But God, the way, as far as I done came, I'll be flipping the switch and ain't nothing happen. Yeah. And I'm just sitting here and I done got mad and got back in my old self. And then God got me looking stupid because he can kill it whenever. But he lets you do you. Especially when you got a call on your life. Don't play around. Don't do it. And Josh, back to you with your man at the store. The Bible clearly says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. People think that a prophet is a title. No, anybody that has a connection or anybody that has a relationship or anybody that's connected to what's connected to the high power, God gonna take care of that. You ain't have to because you could have blew it if you had opened your mouth the wrong way. Now, see, that's the other side of me coming out. But Mr. Meeks, the key is when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, and can't. Black History Month, why not right now? I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of me. And
I knew I was going to give him the talk, Josh.
Yeah, I knew I knew I couldn't be him. But while I was being him, I thought I was feeling voids that never would feel. See, that's a whole nother story, but that right there probably be the topic of be a man talk.
Created like 10 other stories, shows out of this one.
Yeah, and so Josh, when you go back, you get, hey, look, we don't even got to think no more. We got topics now.
Yeah. I already got some topics on deck, but we got enough topics for the rest of the year, I think.
For the rest of the year. Just flow with it, man. It's good. I'm glad y'all invited me, though, man. I know y'all got to go, but I'm glad y'all invited me.
Well, I appreciate you taking your time out for that, man. Taking your time from the Ricky Smiley Show.
Hey,
from the Ken Meeks Show.
Hey, yo, you let the Ricky Smiley go for something bigger than what you ain't even know yet. Hey, and look, that ain't me talking. And I leave it. That's for you. You understand?
Yeah, I know. I leave it at that. Look, man. I believe in you.
Every time he got something good to say, the devil trying to.
Yo, that's what it is. But look, the thing is, every time he get knocked out, he come back in. I ain't mad at him.
Hey, he ain't stopped. But I feel like, man, that right there. It's like business as usual. The only thing is you add another person into the mix. Like you said, you bring these people in, they got a whole different perspective.
But everybody's perspective still ties into the truth.
That's right.
Boy, that's deep, but hey, that's a what? Cut the camera off. I'm done. We gonna
keep going.
Hey, Ken got so much power over there. It keep going out.
Ken, hey, that's what it is.
I thought that was y'all.
Yeah.
No, that's you.
Man. No, man. I thought.
Yeah, bringing the power. That's what it is. I feel like, but for real though, every time you finna say something good, it try to cut you off.
Stop. It do. You see that?
They try to cut you off, but I'm gonna let you say your last words, and we gonna close it out because.
Okay, now.
I appreciate you.
Look, I was just gonna say, look, this is a great show. I like what y'all doing, man. Y'all doing good. Y'all moving just like Steadfast said. I can see this show, this podcast, on the number one, the charts. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see it in existence. That's how we gonna do it. We're gonna bring that energy, man. And yeah, man.
As long as Ken Meeks Show right up with us.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We'll help each other. We don't do that enough, man. Especially as black men, we don't do that enough. We don't help each other. We all too busy trying to get our own way up, and nobody made it on their own. Ain't nobody.
I realized something, Josh. I can't help you. God helps you. I done went through so many people, man. So many people has told me no. Like I went to a person when I started my talk show. I said, look, man, I need some people to bring on. I need this. And they was like, well, you need to change this. You need to change this. All they're trying to do is complain and give me advice. I'm like, I asked you to help me with this. But guess what? I went and got my own people. My people was bigger than the people they know. You see how that changed? And now they call it me saying, yo, I want to be on your show, but no, you didn't believe in it.
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Sometimes you have to believe God already has it written. If you have an idea in your head, it's in your head for a reason. The only person that can stop you from doing it is yourself and listening to others. Because other people don't see what you see. Your quality may not be like the next person. Your sound may not be like the next person. But I hear you, and somebody hear you, some young guy hear you, some studio producer hear you, but they might have equipment. They might say, you know what? I love the content. You can change this, you can change this. I got that.
I can take
Come on over here with me.
That's
how God works. But I'm gonna let y'all go, man, because my time is up.
My time is up, but I already told you, man, I like to keep it in 30 minutes. But when we get good people on like yourself, man, it gets long because we say some good stuff. But I appreciate you, man. But we're gonna sign off for now until next time. Always take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and keep it real. Peace.
Love y'all, man.
Yeah, love you too.
All right, man.